Yo, we're back at it again. It is Friday, May the 20th, 2022. Baby boy, baby girls, ladies and gents, welcome back. Glad you made it. It's another so-so production. No big deal. Doing it again on Friday. Welcome to the uninterrupted, uncensored, extreme world of independent podcasting. This is where the real shit goes down. This is where that raw shit goes down. This is where things get loose, things get wacky, things get out of control, and then we gotta reel it in. But we have fun. That's what we're all about. Thank you very much for joining me today. You can find these videos on YouTube, Instagram, Patreon. Your boy Rob Sadri, no big deal, doing it. It's been a beautiful journey, and thank you again for whoever's been with me from the get-go, whoever's just joining us today. Buckle up, buckle down, be safe, strap on a pair of condoms, or don't. Sheepskin, baby. Old school. Animal intestines. For you to wrap it up with something fresh. What does that smell in the bedroom? Is what you'd say. I'm allergic to plastic. That's what they use, right? Plastic? That's what it is, right? Yeah. So if your lover is complaining about your performance, like, oh, I blame it on that plastic. Get rid of that. Here we provide you the best sheepskin condoms. If you want that sheepskin, if you want that little piglet intestinal wrapper for your little dangalang, not so little, right? I mean, it's not even about the size. We cater to all sizers. Like we start from the micro and go all the way up, dude. Ladies, we got you covered as well. We got you covered. If you want contraception, if you want abortions, late abortion, I'm talking late, last minute abortions. You left it to the last minute again? You left again? It's happening multiple times. Maybe wrap it up with one of those sheepskin condoms. And you can't be complaining about the smell or that it's intimacy. That's all that matters. We're all about family here. We're all about building communities. And you're like, man, speaking of family and communities, is you, I, and grandpa and grandma, and just thinking any day now they're gonna be departing, and you want to ensure that they depart to the right gate. You feel me? You want to make sure granny and grandpa can get to that proper final destination, not somewhere else, you know? So what do? You're like, man, how do I ensure grandma and grandpa end up in heaven? Easy breezy. Watch the videos. You go on YouTube, you search Rob Sadri, you subscribe so you get the full-length videos, and then you might check out Patreon and Instagram, and then you might follow those as well if you're into it. But as long as you subscribe to the YouTube channel, all right? That way we know the fam's taken care of, you know what I mean? Should you fail to subscribe on YouTube and then all of a sudden grandpa and grandma are arriving at the gates and they're feeling a little bit cocky, they're like, yeah, we go to church, yeah, we've done a little bit of, we've attended a couple of potluck lunches where we brought more than asked, and we pitch in with babysitting now and again. But if you don't subscribe, I'm not too sure that, normally for subscribers, we don't even look. People who are subscribed to the channel, we don't even look. We just, names on the, sweet, come on in, slide right through. And they're your favorite relatives and celebs just mingling in space heaven, right? But fail to do so, and then all of a sudden, I don't know, due to some unfortunate mishap, some of y'all might just get audited upstairs. You feel me? Somebody's all of a sudden pulling out the receipts, looking at, grandpa's late parking tickets, looking at grandma's and grandpa's extracurricular activities. When somebody was off to war, did somebody, attend to a little bit of extra hanky-panky on the side? Both sides knew, everybody got it down, because, man, times were rough back then. And sure, they came back and sorted it out, and look at you here. After all, we've made it together. So, you're like, they let it go, can't you look the other way? And we easily could, if you subscribe, of course, but if you don't, again, you'd be surprised how minor little things can just swell up into mountains, if you will. And I for one don't want to see grandma and grandpa going to hell, but I mean, well, I'll leave it to you. I'll leave it to you. The ball is in your court. The ball's in your court. You got mad balls in your court, and I want you to serve it. Backhand. I'm talking forehand, baby. I'm talking legit when you serve and then you just, but you got four hands. You're serving literally. That's the ultimate forehand. All right. If anybody's out there just like, oh, what's a backhand? What's a forehands is when you've developed enough, and all of a sudden your body just develops forehands and you forehand. But that's again comes through the subscriptions, through the fellowship, through the ongoing chatter amongst yourselves and talking about it at the water cooler or the water warmer, the water boiler. In the boiler room, dude. That's where the original water cooler meetings were actually held, in the boiler room, but things got better or worse, I don't know. Some say they like the comfort of the boiler room, but here we are on or level playing field, ground level, lobby. We're in the lobby of life. We're in the lobby of life, baby, and some of us are going up, some of us are going down. Let's try to get as many people as we can to go up if we can, if we may together, and I'll try to pull the strings. But again, should I, not see the subscription rise up and all of a sudden, again, somebody's getting a little bit into auditing and somebody's being a stickler, and if I could pass down a good word, I definitely will. You know me, I won't hold back. So talk about it, do it up. What's going on with you guys and gals, man? What's going on with you guys and gals? Are you guys rotating? Hope you guys are rotating, you know what I mean? Talking about them wheels, talking about your wheels. Are you rotating the wheels of your car? Are you rotating yourselves? You know what I mean? Are you just, for a little bit of that feng shui, ask yourselves, how long have I been sleeping on the right side of the bed or the left side of the bed? Isn't it time that me and the old lover, partner, soulmate had a conversation about, hey, shouldn't we switch sides? Shouldn't we switch sides? And you're like, no, I've got my side, she's got her side, or she's got her side, I've got my side, or she's got her side and she's got her side, or he's got his side and he's got his side. Depending on your relationship status and your preferences out there, or you're like, oh, I'm out there kicking it with my robot, dude. I just, plug it in, plug it out, and when I'm done, I just kick it to the curb. Kick it to the curb. But also, you love your fucking robot, don't you? You love your robot, don't you? Soon they're gonna become sentient. You're gonna fucking build bonds, irreversible bonds. I'm talking bondage. I'm talking batteries. I'm talking cords. I'm talking plug in, plug out, baby. That's that plug in, plug out lover waiting for us in the futures. But the future is now. So here we are doing it together. Sip, sip to you guys. I've been getting lucky. Boy's been getting lucky. And this is, again, some things you just got to open up your eyes. All of them. All 5 of your eyes. You got to open them up. And, walking down the streets, oh man, I came across this giant canvas. It's humongous, one of the biggest out there, and somebody left it for your boy to discover. And your boy checked it out on the scene, checked it out. It's big, it's ginormous. And it came with a frame. So a canvas with a frame, and your boy picked it up, brought it upstairs, so I got me a large canvas to work on some large project in the near future sometime. But for the time being, the old hamster upstairs is only thinking about the jokes, is only thinking about writing, is only thinking about getting to that place of betterment in the comedy world. So that's what my focus was. So whenever I do have some downtime, that's I got lucky, and I've been thinking about some ideas for some time. We'll see what comes to fruition in time, but you'll be surprised down the line. All about the surprises, and that's how we mix it up. So you got to have a little bit of, that's my extracurricular little, what do you want to call that? A hobby, some to do other than the thing that you're extremely passionate about. And that's what I encourage everybody to do out there. Go after your dreams, do whatever you're passionate about. And if anybody should stand in your way, you just take the time to explain it to them. And if they get it, sweet. And if they're supportive, awesome. And if they're not, you just power on through, and hopefully they'll get on board at one point. You know, that's the dream essentially. Teamwork. Love you, gang. Love everybody. Hope everybody's doing safe things, but also a little bit of mischievous behavior that may be a little bit on the borderline, not so safe things. So, you know, as long as you're having fun, don't hurt yourselves, don't hurt each other. But I guess if you would, I'm not, you know, what is hurting yourself? You know, when somebody goes out there and tries a little bit of flag football, are they, you know, hurting themselves? Perhaps. You know, if somebody likes to take on another extreme sport like curling, for example, right? Do we tell them what to do, what not to do with their bodies? Not at all. Your body, your choice, 100%. So, and then others want to take it a little bit, you know, others aren't so open to like risk taking, and they're not so, you know, eager to search and find adrenaline or something that's a little bit, you know, so they lean into something a little bit easier, like squirrel suit flying, you know, something that's just, you know, or free diving. Now, you know, if you wanna, it depends what kind of life you wanna live, dude. I play the I like to play the risky game of croquet down the line, not right now, but you know what I mean? I'm that extreme type of person, which is all about, and this is what it is, baby. This is an extreme program for extreme adults who are, you know, somewhere in the middle of life, but doing it extremely well. Or at least showing up, goddammit, trying on a fucking daily basis. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays on Patreon, Instagram, and on YouTube. And that's what this is all about. Life. Showing up and taking it on the chin. Showing up and, you know, taking it on the hip. Taking it on the old eyelids, dude. Showing up and taking it on the brows. Showing up and taking it on the fingernails. Showing up and taking it right in the uterus, dude. Showing up and taking it right on the nads. Showing up and taking it on the hair follicle that's adamant about growing on your toes. That's okay, you're a dude, and it's fine if you're a lady too. You can shave it, I think. Definitely shaving is an option. Also, I mean, what is hair? What is hair anyway? Is hair not just another form of you mimicking your atmosphere? You look around and you're like, oh, the earth has got trees. Let me sprout out a couple of leaves of my own if I can, if I may, on my shoulders. When will it end? Then never. At one point you turn 30 and moving forward from there, it's just you fighting bodily hair. That's, you know, and that's not, that's okay, that's completely fine. I just want to let you know you're not alone out there. And together we got this. Brought to you by Gillette or Schick or fucking, you know, fucking all the shaving brands, and whoever wants to sponsor the show, shout out to your boy, dude. Fucking, you know, you wanna, because that's what it is. Easy to like commercialize you're tired of it. You're like, every time I look into the telly or the phone screen or the iPad screen or the one of the many screens that you're constantly juggling, and you come across shaving ads, and you're sick and tired of it, because all you see is they zoom. First of all, there's this dude in a fucking, he's always ripped, and he's got, you know, towel around his waist or something, and he's fucking, and all you see is white foam on his face. You know, you got that shaving cream foam, which I gotta say in real life I've never used, maybe like twice in my lifetime. But you know, if you're that person that's I do dry shaving, baby, fucking dry, and maybe that's why it's growing out so fucking thick, and you know, with a little bit of oomph. Just maybe I should have used shave, but it's too late now. It's already here. So that's my point, is that whenever you see those commercials, you never see like an actual face that is of hairy nature or something, right? You always see like a clean cut dude that's lathered up in foam, and then he's going one stroke down, bro, and then he's getting like the cleanest shave with one stroke facing down. What kind of nobody, some people may, but most people, you can't just go down once and then be like, oh, look at me, Mr. Smooth Face, fucking stroke it once down, and then all you're just removing. You've already shaved before. You probably shaved and then you probably double shaved. You probably used like one of those like shaving machines utensils for your face hairs, and then they just lathered you up for the commercialization, and now you're just going one stroke down. Fucking, oh, so easy with 10 blades. Ugh. I want that raw shit. Where's that struggle? Where's that 10 to 15 minute daily struggle of you? Oh, I gotta down and then up, and then oh, I'm bleeding, and oh, I gotta wash it with water. Oh, it burns. Oh, it's just and then now you're this little. If you don't use one of those shaving machines, you got blood all over your face, and people start asking questions. Is everything okay at home? And now you're having conversations where you're, are things okay at home? I don't know. I don't know. You tell me. Blink twice if everything's okay. Go ahead. Good. As long as we're all on the same page. Sweet. But my point is that I'm just a fan of, people in all forms and shapes and sizes. So be comfortable in your skins. Let it grow or shave it or something, man. It is never ending. But we're gonna fucking keep on marching because we're extreme like that. Nothing holds us down except a little bit of gravity. Nothing holds us down like a little bit of gravity, a little bit of that weighted blanket. Nothing holds us down like a partner. Nothing holds us down like a couple of kids. Nothing holds us back. No wait. Nothing holds us back from our dream. No wait. Nothing holds us down like a good set of ropes. Like you're out there climbing buildings. You're out there cleaning windows. You're out there attending to the power lines. So you're up there. So something must hold you down, or up, but down, because there's always a rope, and it's wrapped around a tree, kind of loosely, which makes me think, man, you're all the way on like a building that's roughly, let's say, 20 stories high, and it says danger, and then the rope is attached to a tree trunk, which the tree trunk is safe, but I mean, the way I saw the rope, and I'm no expert at window cleaning or nothing, but I just saw this like one gentleman just, fucking Chris Angel in it, or like David Blaine in it, upstairs with the fucking squeegee doing the S motion, that S motion, wiggle wobble on that fucking little platter that you're just standing on, and you're doing that. But I noticed the rope as I'm walking on the streets, because that's where I'm at, boys, on the streets. And you're like, where do you get your grit? Where do you get your resiliency? Where do you get the streets, mad streets, rough streets, street life, baby? Gang signs. So I notice there's a giant thick rope, and it's wrapped around the bottom of a tree trunk, but it's wrapped around, right? But here's the thing, like, okay, this is my concern. Imagine the tree trunk, right? Tree trunk, got a big giant tree trunk. The rope is coming down from the building and is on an angle, and it is just simply wrapped around the tree trunk. That's all you see. Now it's wrapped tightly. It's a good wrap. I'm not an expert wrapper, but when it comes to, it's wrapped around the tree trunk. But here's the thing. What if the guy's moving up there and it wiggles him over? What if it's windy? What if a dog fucking urinates on that thing and it just slides up? Shouldn't you have like a little, I don't know, something to hold it from sliding up? You know what I mean? So you got the tree trunk, rope is wrapped around the base, and there's nothing above it. Maybe like a little, I don't know, like it's just like stick a nail or something so that it doesn't slide up. No, that's just what I'm saying, because you know you put the sign that says danger, danger, and you'd hope that the tree and the rope can communicate and understand the severity of the situation, so that you just want everything intact. That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying. I just recollect from being young and living with my parents and the old familia. There was a gentleman who was one day cleaning the windows of our apartment building, and I think he fell from, I forget the floor level. I want to say like it wasn't too well. No, actually, it was pretty fucking high when you think. I think it was like around the 6th level or something. And he was cleaning the windows, and he fell to the ground, and he didn't die, but he wasn't the same person, I would assume, for a long time. If you just plummet, geez Louise. So I hope that, but yeah, that rope just got me anxious and nervous. But you know, I don't want to be the distraction. I don't want to, hey, I don't want to freak him out, right? And I'm not gonna wait around and have that conversation. But I'm just saying, fucking, if you're out there, take care of yourselves. Doing that fucking front line, baby. Trying to look out. But those are positives, right? You find a canvas with a nice frame, you bring it home, you notice a little, you know, they're pros, they're doing it right. I'm not saying that they're not doing it. Maybe the way they wrapped it around the base of the trees got it down. I don't know. Maybe it's the way it's supposed to be. Maybe I'm just freaking out because I'm not an expert, and yeah, that's what it is. Let's get into it. Man. Been writing a little bit, trying to figure things out, get ready for the process, the journey, and see where it takes us. I got some ideas. I want to just spitball some ideas with you guys today on Friday, with you gals out there if we can. When did humans become aware of how babies work, fam? When did we become aware of like babies, in a sense that like, well, let me read what I wrote, and then maybe this will help me and some of us out there. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, okay, first humans, I'm sure they were all confused. They probably didn't even know what sex was. They fucked by accident. The ladies would start to balloon up. The crew would start making fun of her because of her weight gain, obviously. They were more straightforward in early days. I'm talking primal shit, so nobody's like, oh, let me be mindful of what I like. People were just more straightforward with each other. Cavemen shit, talking grunts, barely even talking, you know what I mean? It's nighttime, everyone's gathered around a fire or something, and Janine all of a sudden rolls up and listen, the tribe has noticed your significant weight gain, and that's cool. Your body, your choice, Janine. But supplies are limited, and you're eating like a fat bitch. Not to mention, you're not gathering as much outside. You know, hence the hunter-gatherer days. You're not doing the gathering. Anything you'd like to say to the tribe? And all of a sudden, Janine gets nervous. She goes into contractions. Water breaks. Baby pops out, and oh, great! What's this, Janine? What is what the tribe will say? What is this, really? What have you got to say for yourself? I'm talking like the first peepsies, okay? I'm not talking about like the first peepsies that were like becoming aware of themselves and their bodies and everything there. You know what I mean? It's weird stuff. And of course, none of the dudes said anything, right? Because they probably had no idea what they've done or contributed. I'm pretty sure it was mostly just done by accident and be like, again, probably didn't even know what fucking is. And it's not like we do now. They probably didn't have any idea. I mean, they must have seen a few animals, but forget everything you know right now. Being the first humans, like the first cavemen and women, bonkers. The father is like standing with his cavemen friends, mocking this poor woman. You know, just a bunch of dumb dudes, fucking bunch of dumb hairy dudes. Look at Janine with the weight gain. God, she's let herself go. What a dumb baby. He's calling his own son or daughter a dumb baby. Probably not even knowing what it is. Later, dumb fat bitch. What is that? Just asking like dumb retarded questions because they wouldn't know. Oh, Janine's just really let herself go, not pulling her weight, gaining weight. It's how you gonna explain this, Janine? Poor Janine, dude. Fuck, it must have been rough. I'm just- That's all about the. So let's talk about that for a second. Let's break it down. Yeah, when did we like Homo sapiens? Roughly, what is it? 200 to 250,000 years. But when did we? Again, where we are right now today, relatively speaking, still in our infancy stages of self-realization, trying to actualize, trying to collectively actualize, trying to uplift everybody. So when did we go from being fucking like, not just even cavemen, where they, what can, if they had a baby, would they even look after it? You know what I mean? Or did they just like, did they was that attachment to our babies innate, or was it something? I'm guessing a portion of it is definitely innate, right? But like knowing you gotta like, how did the fathers know who's the father of the baby? You know what I mean? Again, talking like first humans who don't know how sex works, where babies come from. You know what I mean? Fucking was probably done by accident, and you probably have everybody sleeping and like intermingling with each other. So how would you know who's your kid when you're the first batch of humans? You know what I mean? And again, just erase everything you know. I want you to forget everything. You're the first. You just like, oh, we're fucking here, I guess. And you don't know what here is. You don't know anything. You don't know how fire works. You don't know what the fucking are you supposed to go fight animals? You just see a couple of buddies get mangled by a Bengal tiger somewhere, or you see like get into fights with monkeys that pretty much look like you as well. So it's like, am I fighting me? Am I fighting another species? What must have been confusing, hella confusing. So the pregnancy thing for me, I think it would have been just like poor ladies, because they must have had no idea what's going on, and the fellas I doubt were helpful in any shape or form, because again, nobody had any idea what anybody's doing. You'd probably just, again, at nighttime you get up. People probably slept people probably slept in what I would assume is, from looking at different, a little bit of like anthropological studies, people at points were like sleeping in the same unit. It was one unit, maybe a round unit, and everybody like slept around, and you ate at the same place together at the same time. Everybody did activities together. You slept in the same house or dwelling or hut or whatnot, and the sex would happen in the middle of the night when somebody got up to use the bathroom, aka the greenery. And you get up there and everybody's just fucking primal and animalistic, fucking urinating 1 second, fucking the next, and then just rolling off to sleep. And it's poor lighting everywhere, and it's like, who did I fuck last night? I don't know. There are no lights. Could have been anybody. So how did people know it's their baby? You know what I mean? So thank God we eventually came down with like the concept of, seriously, like housing, monogamy, all these things. Like it took us a long ass time, but yeah, back in the day it must have been hectic, especially for the ladies. I could only imagine. She's pregnant, baby pops out. Geez, first person that must have gotten pregnant must have freaked everybody out. Just fucking ballooning up, and everybody's just like, seriously, you need to start watching what you eat. He's like, I'm barely eating anything. There's nothing to eat around here. Some fucking berries, and gotta fight a couple of deer and like raccoons and squirrels for that too. What are you talking about? He's like, well, you're getting fat. I don't know what you're doing, but you're getting fat. Have you tried keto? Have you tried, Slim Fast? Have you tried drinking shakes a little bit in the morning for breakfast? You know? So it must have been confusing times. So when did we become aware of like, oh, that's yes, that's my baby? When did I want to know that? I'm very curious, because I was doing a little bit of research and couldn't figure it out really. Again, Homo sapiens, 250,000 years, but like, when did we? And again, relatively speaking, you know how you go back and like generationally, every parents like, parents make mistakes, the next generation gets better, and then you still make mistakes, and the next generation gets better, and you still make like the mistakes that the OG human tribes were making. Must have been so hectic. So thank God we're alive today. Definitely don't want to be living in fucking caveman times. It'd be nice to visit if that's a thing, just like fly in the wall sort of sitch, but living standards, sure, you didn't have bills to pay and fucking, yeah, you didn't live in a building where one of the elevators breaks down and all of a sudden you're left using only one elevator, and you might end up running a little bit late, and that's just what it is. You got to share the elevator, and there's some once a month they might you might have your water shut off, and you might come back from work early in the morning and you go to take a deuce and then you flush and it goes down but with low strength, and then you remember, oh, that note in the elevator indicating the water is going to be shut off on Thursday. How am I going to wash my hands? Oh, fuck. And then you start MacGyvering it. Next thing you're like, light bulb, fucking lift up the top of the tank for the toilet and get yourself some water and dip a cup, fucking soap it up, and now it's kind of back to basics all over again. Reuse, recycle. Point is that it's you win some, you win some more as we proceed forward in history, and it's nice to be right now, relatively speaking, great, fucking great. Can't complain, baby. Yeah. So read the signs; they're all around you, like they're posted in the elevator. So remember the signs. It's all about symbolism, because it's like clearly right there. You should have remembered. But hey, nobody got hurt. We still washed up. Yeah, so everything's good. Everything's good. What else, dudes and ladies and dudes? I was just thinking about this idea as well. You know how things happen in life, and you have a few both in life and in movies, or even in books, and I know that it might not be, it's probably anti-climatic, but how come you never have the villain or the actor that's not working so much on the up and up, and he's not a super positive bro. He's a little bit just he's working from that fucking lizard brain part of the, oh, get mine, dominance, what am I talking about? I'm talking Putin, dude, and others like him, right? Dictators. How come in life, or even in movies, right, the villain, how come in the middle of doing villain activity, nobody has a regular heart attack? No, how come this never happens? Have you guys ever, has there ever been somebody doing some evil campaign, just doing something that's detrimental, what else? Taking over a country, so I'm right in the middle of the mission. How come somebody doesn't ever get all these people who've been to historically, how come none of these guys ever had a heart attack or a fucking seizure or a stroke or something, dude? It's always yeah, I mean, again, anticlimactic, because everybody's just waiting, which way is it gonna go? Is it gonna go this way or that way? And then wouldn't it have been great if just, because you hear not, again, I'm sure if they're your uncle, they're probably swell, you know what I mean? But that's your uncle, maybe, and even then there's some uncles who aren't the best. So point being is, how come yeah, that's all I'm trying to say. How come you don't tomorrow you're that, forget names and labels. Let's just evil dude. Evil dude. He's got a syndicate with his goons and his crew or her crew, and yeah, they're going through. Yeah, tomorrow we're gonna take over this place, and tomorrow, the next day after that, we're gonna take over these companies, and then we're gonna move further ahead this way. And everybody's just fucking cranked up, and he's probably doing all sorts of little bit of coke, little bit of steroids, most likely, because you gotta fucking stay in maybe that's steroids, but that's the thing, the steroids with the cocaine and the lifestyle, the pressure, the stress is what I'm trying to say. How come these people because you see average day folks just fucking cracking and popping and falling apart just due to regular everyday stresses left, right, and center? How come? I guess it's the ample amount of supplies and access to resources. The smallest thing that comes up, you probably get access to the best medicine and doctors. That's hence the prolonged life. But back in the day, it must have been fucking stressful. Because yeah, I can't imagine having to do fucking the stress of it alone. No, it's a killer, man. That's what they say. The biggest and most silent of killers, stress. So I don't know how these guys do it. How do you cover it up if they just if they just fucking stroke out, if they fucking have a heart attack, dude? Everybody's fucking like scrambling around. Get the raccoon whore. Get the raccoon whore. Just oh, just fumbling, dropping the heart on the ground, trying to like puncture his chest, just pull it out, blood's gushing, stick the raccoon heart in there, just duct tape the arteries, fucking hold it down with your teeth, staple it, fucking revive. All that shit, slap him a couple of times. He's back up on his feet, but he's no longer in like that's. And then what do you do if he or she happens to have a heart attack or like a stroke, and all of a sudden they come out with like now they're not fully able. So now you gotta like, what does the public do? Do you feel empathetic for him or her? Do you feel sympathy? Do you be like, oh man, now you gotta kind of be like, well, I can't root against the guy. He's not even fully able. So now you're like, fuck. Now he's the underdog. Now I gotta root for him to take over or like win. But ulterior motives, man. That's what that is. It's just like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Is it for the people or is it just for you? It's mostly for you. It just baffles me. I think about all this type of stuff sometimes, and I'm like, it's for one person or a small group of people to influence people to get up and do heavy duty shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, we're gonna be taking over this place. Like, what? I just wanna go work a little bit, get a roof over my head, get some bread, get some cheese for the fam, come back, focus on what's important, the fucking banging out of the babies, the fucking eh, 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 eh. All of it. You want to be all about family, and the next thing you know, someone, yeah, we're gonna go, take over this company, or country, or ship. It's just, I can't, it'd be funny to see, it'd be again anticlimactic, but it would be just like, we've never had it happen, you know what I mean? Just have like one dictator or something, just have like a natural OG fucking heart attack, dude, just fucking, you know? Just fucking zap out. Or zap out and then zap back in, but like half in. So now we got to think of a way to like, what do we do? Do we put you on a little wheelchair? Do we like, roll you off to a senior care home facility institute for the serial aging, and have you, sure, you're not gonna go in alone. We'll make sure you go in with a couple of buds. So you play that backgammon. You can play a couple of rounds of go fish, just like old times. And you get in there. You still have a little bit of that fucking energy. Like, oh, I want to win at go fish. All the fish are mine. Extreme go fishing. Extreme backgammon. Extreme chess. So. Just been thinking, man, how come this stuff never happened? Like, not so it's just I guess I was reading a little article the other day that said, I think Putin went in for some who knows, some medical procedure or something, and who knows how much of that is true. But it just got me to think, I'm like, all these old dudes taking on like the most stressful jobs ever, and voluntarily too. It's like, oh yeah. Not only is it, it's probably difficult to manage a country. Not only is it difficult to manage the country, we're gonna go. I'm 70. I'm gonna go take over another country. It's like, what? What? Go get retired. Go fucking ride a horse on top of a bear. Go fish, dude. All of them too. You know what I mean? It's like. It's just that, it's funny to me how But I would like to see that, like one of these like dictators just one day, you know, having like a heart attack or something, just like fucking getting, and then like at that last one moment, like having like light flashing before their eyes, and then they start realizing, oh, I've made a terrible mistake. I must repent my sins or something along those lines. And it's like, well, a little bit too late, but you know, we'd be happy with just like a regular old like heart attack. You just fucking, nobody gets hurt, dude. No low key heart attack, you're out the game. Just, just saying, just saying. Because again, like average day folks, you worry about your bills, you worry about your mortgage. People be having heart attacks left, right, and center, aka dad. You know, so I'm just saying. Uh, you know, that's the way the mystery of the universe works, I guess. What else, man? I want to wrap it up with one note for today, one thought that I've been thinking about, but also been taking my time to, and I'm still like, it's, because it is a little bit funny, but at the same time, I didn't want to comment on it because I may have my own. I'm talking about the Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard story, news trial, show, trial, people's court. See, I want to talk about it because I've got my biases, but I wanted to stay objective, stay far from it until it's more clear. And it like I initially had my feelings on like what this is all about, but I didn't want to come out and be like, because that way I feel like this. I think I've given it enough time so that at least I know it's not just like, oh, you know, I love Johnny Depp. I think he's one of the greatest actors, entertainer. I don't know. I like the guy. I fucking loved his movies growing up, watching so many of his movies, and love the dude. And I, in my mind, I just couldn't. It just some things I don't know. Innately, it's just like I don't need to know the person like from like close encounter. You can just yeah. The whole thing seemed off from the beginning, but I didn't want to just like what I'm trying to say is that right now. What was I trying to say? Yeah, I'm trying to think of like jokes about it, but at the same rate, one thing that I'd like to say, if Disney out there wants to do another Pirates of the Caribbean, Pirates of the Caribbean, baby, doing it Caribbean style, fucking the islands. If you want to do another Pirates, let me just this is what I get from the streets. This is what I've been sensing, watching, listening. The streets are talking, and you'd be surprised, but people love Captain Jack Sparrow. People loves the Johnny Depps. If you want to do another Pirates, and if you are thinking, oh, let me just replace Johnny Depps with somebody else, that shit will sink. Everybody's watching that movie because of Johnny Depp. Let's be honest. That is his character. It's iconic, and I loved it as a young man. And I will definitely, if there's another one, I will go watch it. And yeah, if I were Disney right now, personally speaking, of course, and I've gone down the path for the past several years of and many other companies to have been doing this, trying to pander to the quote unquote what's hot this week, and being uber fucking woke with shit. If you want, and everybody's got time to change, and everybody's got time to reflect and be like, hey man, it's good to keep certain things realsies. I would, as a way to make it up, not like money, all that stuff that I will leave to the for your negotiation, do whatever you want to do, but as a gesture of goodwill. If I were Disney, I'd grab two fluffy pillows, right? Two fluffy pillows, and I would ask Johnny to just stay there for a second if we could, and I'd grab his nuts, right? And I'd put it between the pillows, the most fluffy of pillow, and I'd just rub it for a good 5 to 10 minutes, just to be like, hey, we're sorry for making a judgment call that we were, and as you're talking, I want you to be rubbing his nuts between the fluffiest, most. Just rub it. You know what I mean? Nothing. We're not talking anything sexual, baby. Just this is basically you owning up to, hey man, what happened to the concept of innocent till proven guilty? You know what I mean? What happened to sticking with people that you know and you should trust because you've built relationships? Because man, and they've got, so much good. So it's like, what I would do again if I were the company, you got two fluffed pillows, Johnny's nuts right in the middle, and I want you to just ever so gently, just like this, ever so gently, just rub his nuts for a second as a way of saying, hey, thanks for all the moolah and the thanks to the world that you helped create, and we'd like you to come back and maybe do another one if you'd like to, of course, if you'd like to, and all this is going on whilst gently, just the polish of the old nuts, just we're Sawi is what you're supposed to be saying, or something along those lines, just to get a little bit of your own reputation intact and how people feel about all this mumbo jumbo, because it's like, yeah, this is, I guess, the pendulum swings this way and that way, and hopefully we can stop going so far with things on either side, and this is just a little snippet of what is happening in the world. And sure, we've got big things in the world going on, like people taking over countries and shit, or at least trying to, and like, who knows what's to, where do they go? Is it going to be Ukraine 1 second, another country the next second, or is it going to be an instantaneous heart attack and everybody's just like, what are we even fighting about? Because there's a loon out there fucking high on caviar and champagne, fucking yachts, baby, just that old Russian oligarch yachting around, telling it this. My heart goes out to all the peepsies out there. You know what I mean? So it's like we got big issues like that, and then we got smaller issues, but also it speaks to where society's at and all our. Because it's interesting to see these things and how they correlate to the way we interact with one another, the men's, the women's. But look how like far we've come from cavemen and women era where we were just dumb as fuck. And look how we're still dumb as fuck, but like less dumb as fuck. But still, speaking for myself at least, fucking dumb, right? But if these hands could fucking rotate a little bit more and I could emphasize the, you know what I mean? We're getting less dumb is what I'm trying to tell you. Men and women. And it's not about being a man or a woman. It's just about being humans and respecting each other. Because we are twisted together in one beautiful bouquet of twistedness, and we're doing it together, baby. So instead of, yeah, I'm so glad to see this, just the truth. And one last note, if I could finish the video today. If you're wandering around on the streets and inside your heart, inside your mind, you're like, what's the most gangsta thing ever? What's the most gangsta thing ever? If that is preoccupying your mind, what's the most gangsta shit ever? The truth is the most gangsta shit ever. That's what we stand for. Truth with a capital T. T. That is more like an I or an L, but you get it. That's the most gangsta, because the truth is the cream of creme de la creme, is cream of the crop. It rises to the top. The truth is undeniable. The truth is bare. The truth is bold and naked and raw, and it spits and it uses his tank water from the toilet to wash its hand. The truth is, you are the truth. You're the fucking truth out there. The people know. The people's fucking senses inside know. And when you see something, say something. But also, like, ask questions. Don't just fucking jump to conclusions and be like, oh, what's popular now? You know what I mean? Because then you'll end up looking like a fool, man. And that's cool too, because, like, I like looking like a fool, so I don't mind. But I mean, that's just me. That's just me. It's a lifestyle. Some say I was born with it. Others say it's lightning in a bottle. Clasp. Cap on, baby, cap on. Keep it for later. Boys and girls, we talked about a lot today. Maybe we scratched the surface. Maybe we dug deep. maybe we went underground and then we came out on top. We're like, holy crap, I didn't even know this place existed before. But we're here. And together we're growing every day via nutrition, via protein, via good, solid carbs, clean carbs. We're growing. We might take stuff down the line. We might not. But we're watered up. We're watered down. No, we're not watered. We're caffeinated. And that's all we're going to take. Fucking coffee. Black. Unless I'm on a walk outside and I'm treating myself to a Tim's. Then it's a regular 1 milk, 1 sugar, no diarrhea. Thank you. You know what I mean? Keep it tight, fam. Talk about it. Spread the word. This is a... Boys and girls, ladies and gents, this is an independent operation. Your boy wants to become a comic. His dream is to be one day walk amongst the greats and hold his head up high. Like, not literally, like I want it to be still attached to my butt, just where it's at, you know what I mean? Just like where it's at, I'm like, yes, I've done the work, you know, and yes, oh, dedication and hard work pays off, you know what I mean? Just fucking all over the place. So your boy's grown independently. I'm not doing this to, you know, it's to make me laugh, it's to make you laugh, it's for us to have a good time. And yeah, should you decide to watch the videos and you're like, man, I like to support it. If you like the likes, go for it. If you want to follow me on Instagram, go for it. If you want to subscribe on YouTube, it helps your boy out. It helps the algorithm out. It helps put a different voice out there. And you're like, man, how do I get a different voice out there? Fucking subscribing, dude. It is as easy as taking that fucking hairy mouse of yours and looking at him or her in the eye and be like, I'm gonna use you to click on that fake mouse and click the subscribe button, and now you've got a pet mouse or a rat. And hey man, it's better to be open to nature and realize that we're all just going in cycles. 1 minute you're human, next thing you know, you might be the rat. So experimenting on animals, it's a different story. We'll leave it up for another day, another discussion. For the time being, I want you to go out there, shave if you want to, grow it out if you want to, use protection, don't use protection, but sign up so that grandma and grandpa at least can have their own bunk beds. Can have their own bunk beds right now. We've got it ready, set, go. And I'd hate to see some people missing out just because, oh, they slept on the videos. See you guys back on Monday. Have a great weekend. Peace out.